Hello again. And no, I didn't think I'd come up empty-handed tonight, though when I sat down here to do my daily thoughts, there was nothing on the forefront. However, shortly after considering it, I remembered a discussion I had not too long ago, today actually, with somebody whose opinion I admire greatly. And he was talking about how he had had an epiphany, which was probably the result of, consolidating a bunch of different thoughts together, of how he has a defense mechanism, defense personality trait, you might say, that's built up over time to defend himself against crazy people, that is. And he describes it as a phantom giant, almost like a bodyguard, which I asked him, is it similar to the concept of a guardian angel? To which he thought that was an interesting question. He said probably something similar. His giant is very strong, very wise, very stoic, quiet, serene, but yet strong in the face of all craziness. And he says that in spite of the protection that this giant, phantom giant, serves, he's not able to live his true life because he is micromanaged by the giant. And he finds that he only has snippets of time when he is his true self. And it's usually when he's away from crazy. And that is the times in which he's happy. So his epiphany was that he must, as much as possible, be away from crazy. Because the tendency of that giant, that phantom protective giant, to rear itself at any time is so overwhelming in the face of that trigger of craziness that he must endeavor to be ruthless in a way in who he chooses to associate with. I thought that was quite a profound quite a profound epiphany. And we were talking about inner child work, about how people will imagine themselves as the child. It's another way of using the creative mind to help ourselves. But a lot of times, this phantom giant, as he had mentioned, is almost an unconscious thing, developed very, very young. It's a protective mechanism. He finds himself lying for self-defense. This is a micromanage point that the giant pulls forth, because if he doesn't do it, there's huge ramifications for telling the truth, as an example. I thought the most interesting point of that procedure, of the conversation, though, was that without self-knowledge, without introspection and thought about these things that actually go on inside of us, how we actually develop into certain personalities as a result of our involvement with other people, without some thought on that and some recognition of what it is, we can never really improve. And therefore, if that's an impediment to our happiness doesn't come very often, or it's very fleeting. His recognition of what it is, like a clear recognition of what it is, and the noticing of being around crazy and not being around crazy, and how his true self can come out freely in the absence of crazy, leads him to feel very strongly that in order for him to get a handle on himself, if you will, he must, as much as possible, be absolutely brutal on doing what he can to stay away from crazy, until he can become his own giant. his own self can come out and be assertive and begin to manage himself. And therefore, he feels be able to direct actions which are enjoyable and so on, which promote happiness. Hope this is helpful. And I don't need to, I don't think, make any comment or any assertion here as to how getting to know ourselves, getting out from behind these phantom protective giants or otherwise. I don't think I need to explain, nor perhaps can I explain, but I think it's implied that this could help us to improve the quality of our life experience. Hope this is helpful. Great chatting again. Do this again soon. Bye for now.